How's everybody doing today? Mike from M2 Motoring here. Wanted to make a video for you guys about this first generation Scion TC. I've received a lot of questions about where did this car come from? How come you've never really showed it to anybody? How come we've never even heard about this car except for miscellaneous posts here and there? Well, I got this car in a trade. I didn't technically build this car. This was in trade for one of my other cars. I've had it in my possession for about a year now. It's been an interesting, I guess, talking piece. When people come visit the garage, they see something that's completely different and kind of unique, which is kind of cool. You know, I like the car. That's why I trade for it. So the backstory on this car, let me show you guys real quick. If you guys know my history with M2 Motoring and everything I've done with Scion and Toyota USA, I apologize for the mess. I have owned previously this Scion XD. This car was a vehicle that I built that was on tour with the Hot Import Nights tour, and in partnership with Memphis Car Audio back in 2008 and 2009. This vehicle toured the whole West Coast for a bunch of events, and for promotional and marketing use. It's a really fun project. After 2010, I believe, I stopped showing it and stopped taking it to events. Just life got kind of busy with the family business and everything. And in 2012, I moved up here to Las Vegas, and this car sat at my friend Pat's third car spot in his garage for years. Actually, it's always pretty much been stored there. Thanks, Pat, for being a good friend and always, putting up with me stashing a car at your house. In 2013, I believe, 2012, 2013, myself and my friend Clint went down to tow and trailer this vehicle back from Southern California, and it sat here in my garage in Nevada for a very long time. Take a look here. Black. The car has cage work done, has a custom quick removable audio, had a 3S GT swap. I'll go into all that on a later video with some slides and some more detailed photos so we can get in person. So this vehicle, this TC I got in a trade with my friend Bob. Bob works in the automotive industry, really good guy. He acquired this some time ago, a long time ago. Long story short, this used to be the promo and demo vehicle for Scion USA during their Scion racing days with the Formula Drift Tour. I believe in 2010, 2011 it was built. I don't know the exact hands who can't confirm who exactly built this car, but judging by the work done and the companies that Scion and their marketing agency and the person who helped organize to put this car together, the touches and cues, I kind of have a good idea who did what on the car. And it's some really well-known names in the car industry. So this vehicle was built as a tour and demo car. It has a whole bunch of more show work done to it. It was built to replicate Ken Gushi's Scion TC, the rear-wheel drive drift car. This one is not. This one is still front-wheel drive, but has a turbo kit instead of a motor swap and rear-wheel drive conversion like the TC on the track. This was, as far as I know, parked at all the events along with the Scion rig, and when they were doing their apparel and everything. And this was traded hands from Scion to somebody that we all know. Can't put a name to it. I don't think I'm allowed to. And somewhere along the way, Bob wanted the car, and it traded hands again. When Bob traded hands, he originally got this car, had it for, I believe, a year or two, and it just kind of sat. He was driving it. It was parked for a bit, and then it just ended up being parked behind his house and just collected dust. Life gets busy, things happen, so it just kind of sat neglected. And one day we were going back and forth on Messenger, and we're joking around like, hey, I'm interested in this TC, want to do something, with it. He's kind of had it up for sale, but not aggressively, just kind of, I'll entertain offers. And he's always been interested in my XD project, so we agreed to just kind of just do a straight trade for cars. The XD still needs some work. This car, actually, it's a really good car. It just needs some TLC. But for show purposes, they removed a bunch of stuff, so I need to go through and redo things and make it more streetable, like air conditioning here in Las Vegas. But this is one of those cars where, you know, it's a piece of Scion history. It's a cool, you know, kind of garage piece to have. But it does need TLC, and there's a couple touches that I'm going to be doing on it just to make it a little bit more me. So right now I'll just go ahead and go through the car. It has the full RSR Scion Racing wide body kit. This is different from the AIT kit, as the front end is completely different. Has a much nicer design. Everybody's got different taste. This one suits more of what I like. So it has the cleaner front bumper. Then the front fender shape flows with the car a little more than the other kit. Side skirts obviously are custom. The rear quarters, I mean, it's essentially almost the same as the AIT kit. It looks the same to me, but I'm pretty sure the specs of it are just a little bit off. And then the rear bumper on the AIT kit's completely different. This one has the center exit exhaust and whatnot. So on the Race TC, it does not have an audio system. This one does have a full Pioneer audio system. Let me see if I can take the latches off and open the trunk for you so you guys can see. So it has a really nice subwoofer enclosure that's built into this trunk area. And speaker amp setup. As you can tell, I'm still not done cleaning this out. You can see twigs and stuff everywhere. So originally, according to the title of this car came originally as a white TC. So you can see the amount of extensive work that was put into it. The frame itself, the chassis itself, has all been painted with or at least the interior has been painted with a metallic gunmetal finish, and the whole outside and jambs and everything have been done, you know, in the RS1 red that the TC uses. Nice bright red. Go ahead and show you the interior real quick. So the roll cage, you know, a couple scuffs, couple scratches, usual for, you know, people climbing in and out of the car. Retains the factory dash. The interior is all gutted out, or not gutted out, but the floor. Pioneer head unit, Sparco steering wheel, has Sparco bucket seats in here as well. There's the shot of the full cage. And then the cool part that I really like about this is just a touch of detail where they customized and fiberglass the door panel just to have a nice clean speaker installed there. Just little details that nobody really ever notices. It's got APR mirrors, those need to be refinished. Now with the engine bay, has a nowadays considered a pretty rare Grady turbo kit. Let's take a look. Housing needs to get recoated and refinished, not a huge deal, but other than that, I mean, the engine bay was more or less, you know, painted black, except for some parts you could still see the factory white, but not a huge deal. Small touches, nothing major can clean up. The upper rebar has been painted black also, but it needs to be cleaned up. There's the front mount intercooler. And part of some of the damage on the car that the cars can't come with, it had a painted carbon fiber hood, but there's cracks on it. So that's going to get replaced pretty soon. And the inside skeleton was all cut and shaved out to clear whatever's in the engine bay. But the cage is done. It's been done pretty legitly. If you can see it, it has all the gusset and die plate work there. Everything was done, really nice clean welds. All the work pretty much has been done top to bottom correctly. The roof itself isn't the factory metal. It's actually think Lexan or Plexi that they formed and curved. So pretty neat. Has a set of ground lights on Toyo R1Rs, stock brakes. It's on RSR coilovers. Not sure what else the car has. As of right now, the game plan for me is to go through this entire car, get everything running 110%, clean everything up. So the audio system right now doesn't work. Got to figure that out. What's going on with it? Get that up and running. Clean up the interior. It's missing a bunch of little rubber plugs, hole covers, and whatnot. Get all that done. Find all those little small parts and pieces so I can clean all that up. It needs new tires. Gonna get the wheels refinished and done in a not so bright color. I understood the design and the idea behind this. It's just not my particular personal taste. I love contrast wheels. This one's just a bit much for me. Other than that, you know, clean up the engine bay, just clean everything up, get this thing, you know, as close to 100% as I can, and go from there. Pretty excited about it. It'll be it's an interesting little side project that we have that's not really for anybody but myself. You know. Any questions, any thoughts, any comments, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. I'll try to respond as fast as I can. And yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go over more projects that we have upcoming through this summer and from here on out. You guys have a good one.